guys, my name is Vuvu and this is Vuvu Vena Reads. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new on here, please consider pressing that red subscribe button down below and joining the family. And if you are a returnee, a member of the gang, a member with the vibe, welcome back fam, and thank you for joining me once more. On today's video, I'm just giving you a short wrap up of all the books that I managed to read in the month of May. I was behind with my wrap up, so I'm just hoping that this is the last of it, okay, that this is not going to be a thing for the rest of this year. I managed to finish 8 books in the month of May, and 2 of them were on a digital platform. So if you're curious to find out what I managed to read in the month of May, please do stay tuned.
So Vena _reads is an amazing book reviewer, also YouTuber. She reviews books on YouTube, and if I'm not mistaken, she also has a blog as well. So please, if for your connection with literature, get in touch with or follow at VUVUVENA_reads. She is based in South Africa, and I think it is also extremely important to follow literary content creators who are based outside of the West and in continental Africa, because they do a really good job of bridging the gap.
We appreciate you, Vuvu, for bringing us Turning Pages and for bringing us your BookTube channel.
You know, this is a chance for people to actually see some people that I really enjoy.
Please consider pressing the red subscribe button down below, and if you're a returnee, welcome back fam.
Vuvu, you're amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, so let's just start where we need to start, chat. Okay, the first book that we need to talk about is how I managed to finish the series finally. Child, I'm so happy. In case you did not notice, I read The Lost Battle, which is the 7th book in the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis in May. Finished the series finally, because this thing don't been dribbling me. All right, I will say that I wanted something more, you know, with more gusto at the end, right? I don't think that CS gave me that. He definitely did not give me that. I want to share the ratings with you guys, and I realized that I didn't have those out. 2 seconds. So I don't want to lie to you guys, CS didn't come through with the gusto. He didn't come through with the vibe on this one, on this very last one. I think that it was lacking a little bit more of a finale feel to it, and I feel like he just said, okay guys, I'm done, there you go, here's the last one. And I don't know, I think this book started off quite great for me, especially the first 2 books in the series, and then it just went downhill for me from there. I was not a fan of the last book. However, I keep saying that even though children's books are everybody's books, sometimes when you are an adult and you are looking for a little bit more out of a book that is classified as a children's book, it's probably because it's really not written for you. And if you realign your thinking to who it's actually written for, you might find that it's actually quite excellent, if you hear what I'm trying to say. However, I did rate The Lost Battle 3.5 stars. That's that on that. And then the next book that I did pick up was part of a read-along, the first Tandem Collective or Tandem Global Collective South African read-along, and they picked Never Tell a Lie by Gail Shimel for us, and this is the book that they sent to us along with some prompt cards, and they created a group over on Instagram, etc, etc, which was quite fun. If you do follow me on Instagram, you will have realized that we had to do a few tasks along with the read along, which was quite fun. This was my second Gail Shimel book. The first one was The Accident, which I absolutely enjoyed. So in this one we follow, I want to get her name, Mary, who is in their late mid-30s and is a single mom, widowed, and is trying to navigate their life when they get invited to their 20th high school reunion, where their life starts to take on a different turn, filled with drama and intrigue and a lot of expose about her life, her family's life, and the life of these new people that she brings into her life from this reunion. And I think that it is actually quite well told. For me, I think that if I can point at anything that was lacking, it was that I felt like sometimes there was discrepancies in terms of age and year, but it was not too much, if you get what I'm trying to say. And then at some point I felt like the story needed to, you know, get to where it needed to get to. There is a little bit of suspense, if you want to call it that. There is a little bit of trying to identify based on a few little tips and the idea that people in the story are telling lies, trying to identify what people actually are, if you hear what I'm trying to say. But I don't think that it was done in like a thriller kind of setup, and it was quite easy-ish for you to pick up who is the bad guy and who is the good guy, and there might be multiple of either in the story as it goes along. It was not a bad book, but it's really not one that I can rave about either. I rated this one at 3.8 stars. And then the next book that I picked up was the last book that I needed to read from my Chimanda Ngozi Adichie collection, which I have told you guys I think a few times I have over on ebook format. If this thing will focus, please focus. Hey, Vena. Okay, let me see if I do that. Yes, there we go. Okay, so that's all the books that oh no, I lie, I think I've got one. D.A. Gioma is in my shelf somewhere. So I've got about 6 of her books then. So I've read all of them except for the collection of short stories, which was The Thing Around Your Neck. I want to give you the actual, there we go. So that's what the cover looks like. Yes, that's what the cover looks like. So that is the next book that I picked up in the month of May. I listened to that in conjunction with script audio, which is something that I enjoy doing, especially when I'm driving around, dropping the kids off at school, going to work, running errands. Anytime that I get into the car, you best be sure that I am not listening to anything else but the book that I'm currently reading. It took me quite a while for me to get into the focus of things when it comes to audiobooks, because I was very used to either listening to podcasts or the radio or music that didn't really need me to really zone in and focus and make sure that I understand what's going on. So it took me a while to get used to doing that, but I found now that I truly enjoy audiobooks where I'm doing something that's rhythmic, which whether it's washing the dishes, whether it's cleaning the house, whether it's driving. I find that my mind really starts seeing what it is that's going on in the story. And sometimes, like I always say, an audiobook rises and falls based on the narrator. So I listened and co-read The Thing Around Your Neck, which really focuses on a number of different very interesting points, especially to do with migration from the United States to America, as well as the dynamics of romantic bonds and partnering that happen at a very young age for women, what it is that you are in there for, why they last, why they don't last, and all the other societal dynamics that influence those kind of relationships, especially where class, money, and aspiration is concerned. I totally enjoyed that, but it's no surprise to me. I've always enjoyed mainly all of her books. I think the books that I had to struggle with a little bit were her non-fiction books. However, those were not entirely bad either, but I'd rate her fiction higher than her non-fiction. So I absolutely enjoyed That Thing Around Your Neck. I'm glad I finally got to read it. I did rate That Thing Around Your Neck a good 4 stars out of 5. And then how many books is that now? I think that's 3. So the next 5 books that I did read, one I listened to via audio, are part of the same series, but I don't have the last one, even though I have officially read it. And that is A Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J. Maas. I do plan on doing a series review of this one. I want to reread it and have like discussions with Booked on Charity, who happen to have influenced me to pick up this series. But until then, I think I will have a full-on series review. But for now, all I can tell you is that my favorite books in the series happen to be book 4 and 5. Or if you want to call it book 3, because this one is a novella, right? So far there are 5 books in the series. 4 are full-on novels and 1 is a novella, and the order of the series is A Court of Thorns and Roses, for which the series is named, A Court of Mist and Fury, Okay, I thought I heard something. Sorry. A Court of Mist and Fury, A Court of Wings and Ruin, A Court of Frost and Starlight. I feel like I'm not giving you guys the right order because my mind, for some reason, I feel like I can hear my daughter crying. I did give you the right order. I did. So this is 3.1. And then the last one is A Court of Something and Starlight. A Court of Something and Starlight. Okay, let me just get the name for you guys. Okay. A lie. A Court of Silver Flames is the last book in the series. So for me, if I can just sum up my feelings about these books, I'll tell you how I rated each one. What I will tell you is that I absolutely love the world that Sarah J Maas has created in this book. I love the dynamics of the various provinces or courts, as she named them, and I love her telling of how the things that we go to war against and the things that we go to war for, and how the transition from normalcy to this magical conflict-ridden world that she has created, and how the bonds that she forms actually hold and are actually believable, whether it's friendship, whether it's chosen family, whether it's love. I absolutely love the females that she's created in this series. They are all strong, they all have a purpose, they all stand for something, and I love the fact that she has managed to balance vulnerability with strength in her female and her male characters. I think that's as much as I can say about the series. I've absolutely enjoyed the ride, and I did rate the first book in the series. I rated A Court of Thorns and Roses 4 out of 5 stars, and then I rated A Court of Mist and Fury another more 4, and I love that. Okay, let me just say this. I know I got a little bit excited. I love it when a series starts on a high and keeps going up. That for me is a winning streak. I love that, and series that do that for me will stay with me forever. So I rated the second book 4.25 stars, and then I rated A Court of Wings and Ruins 4 stars, and I rated the novella. The novella I really did feel was not necessary, but then that's the thing, I suppose, with novellas. You don't really need to read them while you're reading the series. You could skip them, but I do feel like she used it as a platform to introduce the next point of view in the following book, which makes a lot of sense to me. However, you could do without reading it, but I did rate that one at 3.5 stars. So I don't want to say that it's a dip in the series as such, because like I'm saying, you really can live without reading that one. Now book 4, ciao. This one was my favorite. Like, I'm looking forward to the next book in the series if this is how things were left off. Okay, I rated A Court of Silver Flames a good 5 out of 5. I don't have a lot of 5 out of 5 reads this year, so that was an exciting one for me. And that brings us to the end of my May wrap up. Have you read any of the books that I've mentioned? What were your thoughts on them? Please, can we try and stay away from anything political to do with any of the authors that I've mentioned that I had read in May? I think I did mention in one of my previous vlogs that I'm really not here for the character bashing, the political element of stuff. I'm just here to talk about the books and what I felt about them. And yes, I understand all of that. If you want to get a little bit of context, do go back to my previous vlogs to understand what I mean by that. So I'm not trying to shut down any advocacy or any vocalization that you would want to have against the creators of some of the works that I've mentioned. However, I don't think that this is the platform for that discussion. So if you have any other opinions though about the actual work, and if you've actually read any of the actual books that I've mentioned and you have thoughts about them, do share them in the comment section down below. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Especially that like. Please do give me a like. And if you are curious about anything to do with script, I have a link down below that gives you a free 60-day trial of the app. What that does for me is that it gives me a free 30 days off my monthly payment of my premium on that specific app. If you are keen to find out how it works, to get into audiobooks, to get some ebooks of books that you've really been eyeing but can't afford to go get at the stores, that is a great platform for you to be able to do that. They've got quite a catalog, if I might say so myself. So if you are curious, like I'm saying, about any of the books that I have mentioned here, I actually think that this is the only book that I didn't listen to via script along with my reading. So the rest of them, all of them that I've mentioned, were part of that platform, and I accompanied, sorry guys, I'm a little bit distracted. Okay, so the rest of them were actually found on that platform, and I accompanied the physical copy with the audio, which was a lot of fun. And the narrators that I happened to have listened to telling these stories were actually quite brilliant. So if you are keen on that, please do that. But until next time, thank you so very much for choosing me. Bye now.